there, it's Lisa, coming to you all snowed in here in North Carolina. I am doing, finishing up Project Life for 2013. The first half of the year I took photos pretty much every day. I did pages of traditional scrapbook layouts with lots of photos on them, either a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time. But the last half of the year I got a little slack about taking photographs every day. We had a lot of events in the last half of the year. We traveled, we had some birthdays and anniversaries and various different things that were going on. So I took a lot of pictures and I've done a lot of scrapbooking. I have more pages to do for the last half of the year. I also though have some photos that don't quite fit in anything and probably aren't going to get their own page. So I thought they would work well for a Project Life layout. And I'm going to do this a little bit more traditional Project Life in that I'm using a pocketed page protector. This one has four 4x6 landscape photos, and then it has this 6x8 block here where I thought I could put my main photo for each of us and then some additional journaling and embellishment and that type of thing. And I've taken these small ones and I'm going to be kind of combining them and whatnot. The difference though is that I don't have any Project Life traditional product. So another thing I'm trying to do with this layout is use up some older product. I have this crepe paper collection from the previous fall. I used a lot of the 12x12, but I don't think I've even hardly touched the 6x6 pad. I also have some stickers and things with it. And the colors in here, they're really for a lot of seasons. There's some fall things, but there's also some colors I think here that will work well for Christmas, and I have some Christmas papers. So I'm going to try to use up some paper, do some Project Life. Also, I'm going to be doing a load prompt related to the journaling, so we'll get to that a little bit later on. And that's my plan for this page. Oh, there's one other thing. Instead of doing it the way we normally would do Project Life, is you'd have a left and a right page, like a 2-page layout. This is kind of the last, I won't say the last page in my album, but it's going to be towards the end, and I won't have another. I didn't want to do 2 pocketed page protectors because they didn't have really anything to go on the back of them, since I had other full 12x12 pages. So what I decided to do with this is to do a front and a back. So I'll have all some of the photos here and then some of the photos on the other side. They're spread out over several months anyway, so I think that will work out fine. So first thing to do here, I've got the photos kind of segregated between which is going to go on which page. Some of the photos are more about me and my activities, and some are more about my husband. I'm just pulling some of the 6x6 papers, the more geometrics for his side and the more florals for mine. The colors there kind of go, I think, more with the photos too. I'm also looking at some of the die cuts and trying to figure out which ones that I know I want to use. The apple, because we have an Apple Festival picture in here, and the camera. Probably going to use a lot of these, I just don't know for sure which ones at this point. And there's also a couple of sticker sheets. There's some border stickers and some label and other stickers in here. I like the smile one. I can lay that on some wax paper. Now this large section, I can't use my 4x6s or my 6x6s because they're just not big enough. So I'm looking for some out of the 12x12 paper, something I can cut to 6x8. I may add some other papers to them, but I need something as a background for those. So I've got those cut down to 6x8. I'm starting working on my side. I took all the 6x6s and quickly cut them to 4x6. That was one of the real advantages to using those pads. It was really quick to get a background for each of these Project Life sections. I spent a lot of time moving these around, trying to figure out what arrangement I wanted, what looked good color-wise, and finally I decided to put the photos on them and then figure out what order I wanted to put the photos on, and that would make it a little bit easier to figure out where things needed to go. I've got the Christmas ones on that green striped paper, the photo of my mom on the floral, and a photo of me on a floral, and the Scrabble board on what looks like ledger paper with lots of numbers and stuff on it. And once I got the photos and figured out the arrangement of the photos, then everything else just sort of fell into place. And I'm back to the sticker sheets and things, but I think what I really need to do is to work on that upper right corner there where I have the large block. I did go ahead and print out journaling for each of the blocks. The load prompt is to use not complete sentences, but to use more phrases for your journaling. So I've done some of that. For this large block, I also want to add some paper to it to break it up a little bit, rather than just having that one big background paper. So I took these scraps and pulled out a few colors that I liked. I'm also going to use that little pink rickrack looking trim there. And I'm probably going to add something else to this. I have a paper clip, an arrow paper clip that I think will look good. The purpose of that photo is my hairstyle. I changed my hairstyle slightly, and that was what I was going for there. I had these little wood cards. They didn't end up working out. What I've pulled here instead is a flower die cut from the crate pack. That'll go with the little happy sticker up there with the flowers on it. This block also needs to have the title on it. I'm just going to do a title on this page. I'm not going to do a title on the one with my husband, since these two kind of go together. So I've got some papers there and the border sticker, and then just getting everything else arranged. The nice thing about doing these pocket pages is you just work on one pocket at a time, so I don't have to spend a tremendous amount of time seeing how everything works with the whole page. And maybe I should, but that's kind of the way I approach them, is once I get the major arrangement down, then just start looking at what looks good within a particular block. And I can always add additional little embellishments later on. I was about to forget my journaling on this one. Got that in place, and the little sticker, and I go ahead and put it in the pocket. And then now I have that block done, unless I want to add something to it. Now for this one, even though I typed the journaling on some of these, I am going to handwrite journaling on some of these stickers. I just go ahead and type up all the journaling because that saves time, and then I know what I want to say. I'm writing up one here that's going to go on a block with my mother. And then the other block that I've done here with the Scrabble tile, I put a little blue ribbon kind of thing on there and put the score for that big word. That was what the photo was about. I'm turning to the other page that goes with this, and it has my husband's picture, and it'll be in the upper left-hand corner. And again, I want to use some border stickers and some papers for the back of it. And I won't go through every block of this one, just a little bit of it to kind of wrap up this page. I decided to use these little tickets, to use a few of these as a vertical sticker. Picking out some papers too. My husband sells pinball machines, and the tickets kind of remind me of arcade machines, although he doesn't do anything but pinball machines. It sort of goes with that theme. So putting down a couple of papers there, and then I can put that little sawtooth type of sticker there at the bottom. These little tickets had holes in between each one, so I punched those out. I put happy over his head. And then this page looks a little empty to me. I've got the smile and the camera there, but it just felt like it needed something around the edges. I'm not sure what, so I considered maybe doing some kind of border around the edges, maybe cutting something with a Cricut, but I went to the die cuts first, and there are some corner pieces. Some of them are a little too loud, maybe a little too much like a child's page or something. They have a lot of color, but these orange ones I think look really good. I just can't quite decide whether I want them in all four corners, so I don't adhere those down quite yet. I go and start working on some of the other parts of this layout, and then I'll make a decision about those. I've got most of these done. I put some more stickers and some of the more of those border stickers on the bottom and there in the middle. The Apple Festival one, I'm just deciding that I think I do want the apple on the bottom. And I needed to fill up some space, and there were some little round die cuts, and I put those in place. Here we go. I have the one side that has my photo and some photos that are related a little more to me and things that I did during this time of the year. So kind of try to give some close-ups to this. The large 4x8. A little bit of journaling and a lot of the embellishments, and I put the title for this 2-page layout here. Some handwritten, some typed journaling. I went ahead and put the points for the word squarely up there at the top. Used a couple of brads, but otherwise this is really flat page. Just the texture of the letters and those two little brads. And then on the other side, we have the one with my husband and pictures. He took my parents to the Apple Festival. He's doing some repair work here. Him with the cat, different things like that. Now, this little paper clip that's on the other side, it's just the same paper clip. I just went ahead and clipped over on his side as well. So it kind of holds both of those together. So I was really pleased with how this came out. I thought I had maybe too many geometric patterns, but I thought they worked well in the end. So those are my 2 pages, and I could have done them as side-by-sides, but since I didn't really have anything else to go with them in terms of the pocketed page, I just decided to do it a front and back. So thanks for joining me today, and be sure and check out my blog for more information. And I always appreciate all your comments and thumbs up and all. It's very motivating. Thank you.